Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming to Spirit Speaks tonight on October 18th. It has been a week, hasn't it? So, what I want to say first off is to make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the notification so that you know when I'm live. And I have lots of little notes and lots of little things to talk about. We're in Mercury retrograde. Yay. Everybody loves that. I'm a Virgo, so it's always very exciting to figure out how that's going to play out because I kind of have like I either get really, really quiet, I get angry, then I can't remember what the other one is. Maybe my friend will tell me. I don't know. Hi, Steph. Um, so so Mercury this time is in Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is a water sign. And so this time around, it's talking about going within and looking inside at our emotions. So our emotions, we could have a lot of things that are coming back up emotionally for us during this time. And the Mercury retrograde comes out November 3rd, which is election day, which should be extra interesting. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there just to try and embrace Mercury retrograde and looking in and trying to find ways that we can kind of go back and revisit any kind of emotional thing that's been hard for us in the past. And perhaps now during Mercury retrograde, we can resolve it. So once again, while I'm talking, I've got a few things to say. Go ahead and put your questions in chat, and I will get to them as soon as I'm done. My wonderful assistant, my best friend, Steph, will message me the questions so I don't miss them, and I will get to them soon. So I'm going to be doing tarot tonight. If you have any other questions that aren't spirit guide or tarot, you can also ask those. So, and then my next thing I'm talking about is every single month I have classes or kind of events that I do. It's on the second Saturday of the month. So this next one will be on November 8th. And I'm going to be doing a Reiki share at 11. So if you are a Reiki practitioner, you're more than welcome to come and get a healing, give a healing. You know how that works. And then I'm also going to be doing a class on the law of attraction, focused on abundance, since we are going to be in November and it's Thanksgiving. And that will be at 1 o'clock. And then again, always I have my spirit circle where we all kind of talk about the things that we are going through. Often we have a topic. Anyway, so that's the second Saturday. So those events are going to be on Facebook. If you aren't on Facebook, just simply give me a message somewhere, and we'll talk. So, okay. Next thing. So my guides. So like I say every single week, I have this little deck of cards that my guides have given me over the past. My gosh, I don't even want to think about how long they've been around with me, that I've been aware of them. It's been many years. I don't want to date myself. Anyway, so this week, there is a lesson in everything always. So whatever is going on for you, because I have heard from many, many people that it has been a rough week. So even if it's been really hard, try to find where your lesson is. And I know that a lot of people get very irritated when people say that, but there's always a lesson. Is it, what is your part in what's going on? Are you noticing a pattern of things that are happening? Even if it was awful, there's always something that we can go, oh, I learned this from that. Even if it's what I don't ever want in the future. So, and then the other message from them is that you are your own worst critic, so there is nothing to fear from others. And very often, myself included in the past, there's been things that I haven't gone out and done because I have been worried about what other people will think. If I will fail, I'll look like a fool, any of those things. But we are often much harder on ourselves and more judgmental towards ourselves than others are towards us. So that falls right in line with with watching what you're thinking, trying to be more positive, watch your self-talk, and just be kind to yourself. So those are those two things. And then what I also do besides grabbing those cards is I ask my guides before the show, what's the message for everybody for this week? And keep it in line with everything else is self-care. So we have the self-care it's been a rough week for so many of us. So in empaths, the energy is so thick right now, and we have got to remember to ground ourselves. We've got to remember to be cleaning our aura, making sure that we're releasing any energy that is not ours, and putting up some protection, because it's so difficult right now. It's very, very draining. A lot of people that are having a really hard time being positive. It's been hard for me to keep my energy up this week. So we're just in it together. And so reach out if you're having any problems. And there's a support group out there. If you don't have anybody, I'm more than happy to talk to you. Okay, moving on. I have 3 decks of cards that I'm working with. And so I shuffled my cards and I said, tell me about this week. So pulled the 3 of Swords. Now, this isn't a great card. Nobody wants to pull this up in a reading, but what I mention about this card is it's the Sword. So it's in your mind. So if there's something that you're mulling over and over again about something that's been upsetting you, then like I was just talking about, trying to change the way that you're thinking. There's a book called Forgive for Good. And they talk in there about changing the channel. So instead of watching the same program on a loop, try and change the channel, meaning watch something else, try and think about, it's like, distraction. I think they use that with like little kids too. So, okay. And then the next one is from my Earth deck is River and its movement. And so with this falls in line with the 3 of Swords, because you want to make sure that you're moving along. You don't want to stay stuck thinking about something that isn't any good for you. It's not any beneficial. So make sure that you're having movement and you're going along. So then the last deck is my Halloween deck, which is lots of fun. And I pulled Lady, I'm going to probably mess this up because I'm so not Spanish, de los Muertos. And she is the Day of the Dead figure in Mexico. And the message of this card is to letting go of things that no longer serve you, especially if they are material. Because the message of her is that it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are, death will take you either way. So it's an equalizer. There's no favoritism when it comes to that. So whatever you're thinking about that might in the coming weeks that you might be thinking too much on, remember that there's movement, and to remember to let go. Okay, so now do we have any questions? I thought I saw some. Let's see. Oh, wow, they all just popped up at once. Okay, so I'm going to flip over, move all my stuff. All right, so Red Vixen. I feel like I'm missing something recently. Can you and/or your guides tell me what I'm missing and how do I fix it? So let's see. Let me pull you a tarot card just to kind of give us a jumping off point for what you feel like is missing. I'm shuffling, and what I feel like you're missing is your tribe, your community. You're missing a community of people that you know are really there for you. You've been betrayed in the past, and so you're kind of gun shy with finding new people to be around. And the card you get is the Reverse Magician, and what this one means is that you have the power to create your circumstances and the things that you want to pull into your life, but you're not using your magic. You're not using the power that you have at your fingertips. So what I would say to you is to get very, very clear on what it is that you want regarding the community, the support, the community around you of the people that you wish would support you. Even if you don't have them, make up a wish list. This is actually one of my favorite spells that I've ever done, in that you write up a list of the things that you want emotionally, like in a partner or a situation, and not like a specific name, but you make this list up as detailed as you can, and then you stop and you think about and you feel, you conjure up the emotions of what it would feel like to have this thing that you've written about, and feel gratitude for that coming into your life or being in your life. And then you can burn candles, you can do the extra things that you like to do with something like that. But it's a very powerful one, and it's really law of attraction, because you're bringing up the emotions of the thing that you want, and so we will automatically pull it into you. Jennifer Orton says, I have an empath question. What is the best way to recharge after being with someone who drains you? So, and everybody has somebody that absolutely drains them. What I do after I've been in a situation where, like, I've been around a crowd, or I've been around people that are just really hard for me, if they've been in my home or really in close proximity to me, I'll sage myself or clean myself with some type of smoke, to an incense or sage. First, I'll do that. Then I'll make sure that I've grounded myself. And I have this trick where I actually imagine that there is a zipper on my aura. And so I take the zipper and I unzip the aura, and I throw off the old icky gunky aura that's got all of the nastiness on it. I throw that down my grounding cord, and I put on a new one. And I mean, you may feel silly doing this, but it works. And you put on a brand new sparkly one and you zip it up. And then I would suggest that you take some deep breaths, go do something that's nurturing for you, since you have drained your energy. If you know Reiki, which I know you do, what I would also do is I would imagine I would stand under a Shoku-rei shower. And for anybody who isn't a Reiki practitioner, Shoku-rei is a symbol in Reiki that it's a power symbol. And so it can fill you with power, and it's just amazing. So, okay, next one. Jennifer Hayes would like a general reading. Okay. So I'm going to pull a tarot card, and then I might throw out some other cards as well for you. Was it last week that we were talking about doing gratitude? Did anybody make any gratitude lists? I'm wondering if anybody did. Jennifer Hayes, you got the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And what this means is, this can mean that you might be having some financial hard times, but it can also mean that your family is having some financial hard times. This also can lean to, it can also mean, that somebody in your family has passed away, and there could be some trouble over the financial dealings with them passing. Perhaps if I don't know if there was big inheritance. Perhaps it feels like it might be more towards like the things that they had in their home. And it's an unfortunate fact that when somebody passes away, families they're not very friendly. And they're also showing me, Jennifer, that the self-care that you've been doing may not be the most fulfilling for you. So I would take a look at your self-care routine and see if you can add something a little bit more into it. Whether it be, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's drinking more water, maybe it's spending more time meditating, going to bed earlier, something like that. But there's something in your self-care routine that needs a little bit of tweaking. So so let me pull one more card for you. Hi, everybody. I love how many people come. Thank you. So Jennifer, one more card is a wake-up call. So this card comes up a lot. Isn't that odd? Anyway, so this, it doesn't have to be some scary thing, but it could be like I was talking about the self-care routine. There's something that you kind of need to wake up inside of you, take better care of yourself. If you're having any health issues that are kind of small, pay attention to them. You know, things like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go on to the next one. Lisa would like to know how stable your work environment is. I'm going to pull a card for that. Lisa. Oh, so hold on. Somebody else popped into my mind, and I want to make sure that I'm pulling the right card for you, Lisa. Okay, Lisa, what your card is, the High Priestess. So you have intuition about this question. Listen to it. You know it. She also means that there are secret information that you may not know what it is. But if you go into meditation, trust your gut with that. So what I would say about your work situation is that there's things hidden that you're not being told. And because you have the intuition, you might be feeling kind of uncomfortable about how stable that is, because you feel like, because I think you can feel the talks. Lisa, I would message me later, because I think that we need to do a bigger tarot spread on this. It feels like there's being talks of layoffs, but to save, there's a financial thing that's being talked about and ways to cut corners. So I would really suggest that you message me and we set up a time for a more in-depth tarot reading for that, because I don't want to give you incorrect information when it's going so fast. So, hi, Suzanne would like a general reading. So I'm going to, I wish I had like a deck, a cat deck for her. That would be like a perfect one. Okay, Suzanne. Suzanne, so I'm going to pull up one card for you. You got the Emperor, and the Emperor, actually, this is a card that's talking about being a leader. It also can reference the person in your life that is the male influence kind of guy. But this is basically a general reading would be, you know, step up and be the leader, have the community. The Emperor, if you look at him, what he is he's someone who is obviously ruling, but underneath he's got his armor. So he's always ready for battle, and he's sitting on a concrete throne. So he understands that to lead means that sometimes you're not always comfortable. So I would, what it feels like for you is that you're being encouraged to pull out the leader inside you, I believe. It feels like you've got some ideas about some things going on, possibly around work, that could be really beneficial and take kind of things to another level. So those things that you're thinking of, don't be afraid to say them. And oops, let's see. Okay, and Stephanie would love any guidance. Oh, any. I thought you wanted guidance on love, and so I was kind of confused for a second. So let me pull a card for you, and then we'll see what that says. We pulled the Hermit. So the Hermit is, you know, I mean, like, what the Hermit is, so the Hermit means a few things. The Hermit means that you are being a hermit and withdrawing, which is something that would very much happen in Mercury retrograde. It's kind of a good representation of Mercury retrograde. But it can also mean that you are someone who has gone inside, learned the lessons of life, and now you are on top of the mountain with your light and you're showing others the way. And so I would also say that if you have gone in and you've done your self-reflection of inside, make sure that you have your light out so others can follow it. So this would be also helping somebody else. And that's not, it's not a real out there, loud and obnoxious kind of follow me kind of thing, but it's leading by example. You know, that reminds me of that saying of, if you want to know how to escape hell, find somebody who's already done it, who knows the way out, instead of somebody who's just saying, well, this is what I think you should do. You find somebody who's done it. That's like, in recovery programs, they talk about you going out and you talking to the person that's suffering of that affliction and saying, hey, I've recovered from it, let me show you how to do it. So in something like that's the kind of leading the way, whatever it is. I'm not saying there's an addiction, that's the kind of vibe that I am getting. Chad, am wondering, if I try to listen to my guides, are there signs, feelings, or things I should be looking for that might give me clarification that my guide is there? Fantastic question. It's a very good question. So there are as many different signs as there are people. I've had so many different signs. So when my guides first started, I started to get a high pitch ring in my ear. And as soon as I said, as soon as I said, stop it, it's annoying, because I was acknowledging the ear ringing, it would stop. You don't just have one guide, by the way, so you could get different messages. So the signs that I have got to, it's kind of like acknowledging that they're there. So your forehead can tingle, an ear can ring, you can feel pressure around your forehead, you can get an itchy nose, your foot can itch, your hand can itch, you can see little flashes of light and kind of go, whoa, what was that? So if you feel, and I know it's really like when you get your hands itch, you're like, oh, that's just kind of strange. But if you have a body part that's not generally itching, like the palm of your hand, those don't generally itch. So if you're trying to talk to your guides, when you're in meditation and something like that happens, just write it down. Then when you're in meditation again, see if that same thing happens, because they will have I call a calling card of when they're trying to get in touch with you, they'll do something. I've mentioned this before. I have a guide named Laura, and she's basically my psychic guide. And so when I start to reach out to her, what happens is right here, it tingles. It's like when your foot falls asleep, but it's right over my third eye when she's communicating with me and when she's there. So it's really about paying attention. It's about having a consistent meditation practice so that you can know, okay, this just isn't a fluke. Because if you were meditating once a month, you would never know what the pattern was, because it's just once a month. So make a pattern and watch for the signs, whatever they may be. I mean, it might even be something outside of you that, if you meditate and you're like, show me a sign, and then you go outside and you find a feather or you see a sailboat. Pay attention to all kinds of things. So really the answer is pay attention. If you have any other questions about that topic, which I could talk for the entire hour, let me know. Sweetheart Nummies. Love the screen name. Oh, okay. So I forgot to mention something. So if you have a screen name, much like Sweetheart Nummies, I need to know what your actual name is, because I can't tune into your screen name. I actually need your name. Otherwise, I figured that out last week with another weird screen name. So if you could, Sweetheart Num Nums, if you could tell me what your name is, then it will help me tune into you. So I'm going to just kind of vamp until you put in there what your name is, because I don't know what that is. So, okay, now it gives me time to breathe. I get so excited about doing this that I talk really, really fast. Ronnie, okay. All right. So I can tune into you now that I know your name. Okay. Ronnie says, my mom has recently moved in with me, and I want to know if it's just temporary. She's indicating staying, and I'd prefer that she not get too comfortable. Okay, so let me... what they're actually telling me is that it's kind of up to you. So that there's a period of time that's going to be like that she's going to be there, obviously, right? But you don't have to make it completely, absolutely, totally uncomfortable for her. I'm assuming that you mean like, 6 months to a year kind of thing. But let me pull one card for you. I'm going to have to pull another card for you. Okay, so first you got the Queen of Wands, and that could mean that she maybe not be the nicest person all the time. I'm not saying completely, but the Queen of Wands reverse can mean that she can be a little aggressive, shall we say. And then the next one that I pulled was the Ace of Pentacles, and what that would tell me is that she is probably going to have a new financial situation. It could be a job. It could be, it could be something else that's money that she didn't think that she's getting, and then it arrives. And that would probably encourage her to move on if she had more money. So let me pull one more card. Okay, I just pulled Tsunami again, and I'm starting to wonder if there's something wrong with my deck. So let me shuffle it again. That card might be bent. Okay, so you got the Mountain, Strength. So what this means is that, like, so like I was saying in the beginning of the show, is that there's always a lesson in everything. So this is going to be a test for you. How can you hold your boundaries? How can you take care of yourself and still be kind and compassionate to somebody that is in need? So what I would encourage you to do is really work on that. Now, when people say, oh, just hold your boundaries are a hard thing to hold on to, because we, as empaths and healers and people who are a little bit more tuned in, we're very kind and compassionate, and we can feel how other people feel, so we want to help them. And if we put up a boundary and we can feel their disappointment that we're not doing what they want us to do, it's extra hard for empaths, because we not only are working on setting a boundary, but then we feel what they're feeling, and we're not doing what they want us to do. So it's like a double whammy. So have strength. And what I would encourage you to do is to take breaks, make sure that you're getting away from her, and so that you can have time alone to kind of recharge and make sure that it's like reset your mind. So if it would be like, and I'm not saying she's doing this, but this is an example. If you're with somebody that's saying, the sky is purple, the sky is purple, the sky is purple, and after a while you're going to go, is the sky purple? Make sure that you get outside and look up at the sky and know that it's blue. So if she's telling you something, I know that sounds kind of extreme, but just make sure that you have time to kind of clear the air and reset and know, no, the sky's blue. Or have somebody to talk to and say, she's saying this, it seems a little weird. And they can say, yeah, that is weird. There's kind of like a cognitive dissonance or something like that. Why that's not coming out? Probably because I'm talking so fast. I can hear it in my brain, but it's not coming out my mouth. Anyway, so just make sure that you're also protecting yourself while caring for somebody else. And okay, so wow, check it out, 6:29. So that is going to be my last question that I'm taking. Again, everybody, please make sure that you hit subscribe and you hit the notify button. Next, let's see, will I be here next week? Yes, next week on the 25th, we will have another show on the first Sunday of the month. I am not having a show. That's just kind of going to be my day off. Why? Because it's self-care. So, which I want all of you to do. And remember to just kind of go with the flow. Mercury is in retrograde. There's going to be misunderstandings with people. Try to be extra clear. If somebody is upsetting you because they've done something, just try to go back and say, I think you might have misunderstood what I said or what happened. Let me make sure that we're on the same page instead of taking things personally at like a snap judgment. So I mean, if they're being a jerk and you've clarified things and they're still being a jerk, go ahead and get mad. But I'm just there's a large chance for misunderstandings right now. Also, make sure that you back up your computer and back up your photos on your phone. The electronic things can go haywire. So I appreciate each and every one of you. This is my passion, my love in life. And without you, I wouldn't be able to do it. And so I'm very grateful for each of you that come and spend time with me. So, if you want to have a reading or a healing, I do them both in person and virtually. You can go to sacramentohealingtree.com and you can find all the information on there. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram and I'm here. You can send me an email if you want to just chat about something and ask me some questions. That's Shannon@sacramentohealingtree.com, or you can leave a comment below and I can talk to you that way. So again, everybody, have a beautiful week. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and take it easy. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.